Brianna.
I'm Yaya. Hi, I'm Frenchie.
I'm Colleen.
I'm Sydney.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Pickles.
I'm Bree.
I'm Talia.
I'm Jackie.
And I'm Bree.
And we are the Brookdale Jersey Blues.
This is not your ordinary community college. This is an education for the 21st century, a college that learns from industry trends and adapts to the changing job market. This is a group of acclaimed professors and a staff who will stand at your side and help you kick down any door you choose. This is where you can learn a new skill or earn a degree, online or in person, at 6 locations across Monmouth County. This is not your ordinary community college. This is Brookdale. This is college redefined. This is success reimagined.
Looking for quality higher education at an affordable price? You'll find it at Brookdale Community College, with locations in Lincroft, Freehold, Long Branch, Neptune, Hazlitt, and Wall, and online options that let you study anywhere. At Brookdale, you can train for a new career, earn a diploma, and transfer to a 4-year school hassle-free. Brookdale has small classes and approachable faculty, an honors program, academic support centers, a full student life experience, and nationally ranked sports teams. Visit brookdalecc.edu and start your success story today.
This is Brookdale Community College.
And we're back here in the Robert J. Collins Arena live for the second game of our doubleheader this afternoon as the Brookdale Jersey Blues women's squad comes in to take on the Mercer County Vikings. Tim Kettlefalmo alongside Rich Van Tassel. And Rich, we come into this game with Brookdale winning 2 out of the last 3 games. They just went on a road trip. They went 2-1 on the road. However, this is a Mercer County team that comes in here as a Division II squad, and they, even though they've lost 18 games this season, they're 1 division up. So this is going to be a tough team tonight.
Yeah, we'll see how they go. They only have 7 players dressing. Brookdale obviously has superior depth. The 18 losses may be a bit deceiving because they are playing up in the ranks, so you may be losing the quality opponent. So Brookdale should have their hands full. You can't take anything for granted, even with the shorthanded Viking squad, Mercer County.
So as we take a look at the Jersey Blues starting lineup, you can cross out Hermione Bankel. She will not be on the floor tonight as she is experiencing some injuries, so she will not be playing. The starting lineup: Brianna Moore, Michelle Montefinis, Brianna Allender, Colleen Brannigan, and Brianna Rodriguez are the starting 5 of the Jersey Blues. And on the other side now,
who's injured? They were just saying someone was injured.
And from Hazlitt, number 32, Brianna Rodriguez.
So again, Brookdale comes in here under their head coaching position of Bob Demina in his 5th season. The last time they were at home, they beat Montgomery College by a final score of 77-65. As Rich and I were talking about in the opening, they've won 2 of the last 3 games, 2-1 in the last on a road trip that was 3 games. And the last time that they played was on Thursday when they beat Cumberland by a score of 69-56. The last time these 2 teams played was back in November, where Mercer won by 1 point, 40-39. Brookdale coached by Bob Davina. On the other side, you saw head coach Mike Tenaglia. In his 25th season, has over 300 wins as a head coach. And has a streak of 14 consecutive winning seasons. They've lost 18 games this season, though, so hopefully they can turn that around. Our officials this afternoon: Teresa Conyer, Bob Courts, and Bill Holliday.
Obviously, when you have a lack of depth, foul trouble is going to be a key component of this game for Mercer early on. So let's see if Brookdale can take advantage. I see Caitlin Conroy is not in the game, so usually she can draw some fouls on the inside. But she's been dealing with that knee injury all year long, so you got to monitor her minutes.
So here is Colleen Brannigan. Now the ball's being swung around. There's more. Now Brannigan pops up a long 3 off the back rim, no good, and a rebound pulled down by number 22, Brianna Gurdon.
Mercer in a 3-2 zone. They were sliding quite nicely, getting over with the ball rotation by Brookdale, and did a good job of making sure they corralled the rebound afterwards.
Shot goes up from the corner. Dana Davies was able to knock that one down, and Mercer takes an early 2-0 lead.
Of course, we know Brookdale likes to get out and run. and the made shots by Mercer will prevent that from happening. So it's a good start for Mercer. We've seen a lot of teams, especially here at Collins Arena, get off to slow starts, and the Lady Jersey Blues have taken advantage of that. And here they got the full court press going.
As Rich mentioned, Brookdale sticking with that full court press. They handled it nicely. Oh, taken away by Michelle Montefinis. Montefinis ahead of the field, 1-on-2, and cannot complete the basket, but she is fouled from behind by number 22, Brianna Gurdon.
Coach Dabina wasting no time going to his bread and butter with the full court pressure. They love the forced turnovers. Of course, the lack of depth for Mercer will make it difficult for them to play the run and gun all game long.
So Michelle Montefinis makes the first. The biology major here at Brookdale, shooting 67% on the line. Makes them both. Tied up at 2, just about a minute gone by here in the first quarter. Oops, out of bounds. Lost it by Brianna Gurdon as she could not handle that pass turnover for Mercer.
And there's Michelle Montefinis again. We've talked about it all season long in the games we've done. She is certainly a pest and has no problem mixing it up. Even at her size, only 5'1", she has no problem getting in there and forcing turnovers.
Brianna's more long three is no good. Rebound Rodriguez. Here is Allender with that shot, no good. Out of bounds, back to Mercer.
And you see Mercer there struggling with the offensive rebounds. That's what will happen in a zone defense. You're not matching up to an opponent. You're matching up a zone. So when the shot goes up and it's missed, it's very easy for teams to, such as Brookdale, to slide in and get the offensive rebounds. I was curious there. Mercer beat the press very well. Looked like they had a 3-on-1 in Brookdale's end of the court and didn't take advantage.
Here's number 32, Naima Woodall with that wild three, way off the mark. Up ahead, a little almost too strong for Michelle Montefinis. She handles it. Allender drives inside, doesn't hit the rim on that layup, and the ball rolls out of bounds back to Mercer.
Even there, you saw on the loose ball, Mercer, a lot of the players were just looking around. In volleyball, they would call that a campfire when the ball was hit in between a couple players and no one knows exactly who to go for it. So it's going to be curious to see if they can solve that with the zone, because it looks like they're going to play that all game long.
Here is Davies, drives inside. Again, off the glass, no good. Did not hit the rim, and Colleen Brannigan pulls down the weak side rebound. Rodriguez kicks it out to Allender. Inside again to Brannigan. Now back out Allender for a right arc three. Off the mark, and the rebound pulled down by number 24, Davies again.
Brookdale doing a good job. They're getting the ball in the middle with Rodriguez, kicking it out to shooters. We've discussed that every game we've done where a team has played zone defense. It's how you break it. You got to get the ball in the middle and then work it out to your shooters. Of course, Brianne Allender and Colleen Brannigan love to shoot the outside shot. So they haven't been falling early. We'll see what they can do the rest of the way here.
And a double dribble call on Naima Woodall as she traveled with the basketball at the top of the arc. And we have a timeout, so we're going to step aside. Again, 2 minutes gone by, 7:13 remaining, tied up at 2. We'll be back to the Collins Arena right after this.
For watching Brookdale Television.
Need a place for your next conference, meeting, seminar, or social gathering? Choose the Warner Student Life Center located on the beautiful wooded 300-acre campus of Brookdale Community College in Monmouth.
Back here inside the Robert J. Collins Arena, Tim Catalfamo alongside Rich Van Tassel as coming out of that timeout. Still tied up at 2, about 3 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Colleen Brannigan over to Brianna Allender. Now Brannigan goes inside around the defense, stopped right underneath the basket, couldn't finish with that layup, and again Davies now brings it up for Mercer.
Brannigan did a good job there, didn't force the shot. They haven't been falling early. She just got a little too far underneath the basket on that drive there.
And another traveling violation on Woodall in the paint. That's the second time she's done that this afternoon, and it gives the ball back to Brookdale.
Yeah, it looked like Woodall was a little too hesitant. I thought she might get a 3 seconds there. And when I heard the whistle blow, I thought that was the original call. But you got to be more decisive when you get the ball in the paint, especially on the offensive glass right there.
So here is Woodall guarded very closely. Driving inside is Dalia Mena, and Mena can't finish that one. Pulled down by Colleen Brannigan. Up ahead to Michelle Montefinis. Blocked away by Mena. And now here comes Mena up the floor. Swings it over to Gurdon. Back to a new player in the game, Melina Sachs. Mena hoists up a 3 and knocks it down. It's a 2, actually. Her foot was on the line. But nonetheless, the Vikings pull ahead by 2, 4-2.
And there was a situation where the patience by Woodall was affected because she waited for the defense to collapse on her in the middle, and then she kicked it out for the open 3.
Montefinis now back inside, ball being worked around. Here's more, jumper, no, and a rebound pulled down by Sachs. So Sachs with the ball, guarded by Michelle Montefinis. Looks like Brookdale's in a 2-3 zone. Maybe not, though, as they're playing it very tight. Woodall into the corner for Mena, and that's an air ball. Rebound Brannigan.
Yeah, Brookdale's playing the pressure zone they like, so it is a 2-3 at the beginning, but when you pressure that 4 out, it gets a little stretched. It's difficult to recognize.
We're going to have a foul on the floor, I believe, on number 23, Dalia Mena. And no, I'm sorry, they're going to call the foul on Naima Woodall. That'll be her first foul, and it'll send Michelle Montefinis to the free throw line. The 5'1" freshman from Eatontown, New Jersey, rattles down the first foul shot. And coming in for Brookdale will be Caitlin Conroy as Brianna Rodriguez goes to the bench. And that was an air ball by Michelle Montefinis. Didn't even hit the rim on that second foul shot.
Yeah, I was just going to say, she has very good form. She does go straight up. She does start with her right foot back, but that's just to gain some power as she brings it forward. Usually those are the better free throw shooters. That's why I'm surprised she only shoots 67%.
Wow, and that was a strange drive by Dalia Mena. And Mena got hit by Caitlin Conroy, almost like she stopped expecting a foul and then stepped out of bounds.
That's exactly what happened there. She thought she was fouled, but sometimes you got to keep playing. And a lot of times if you go up with that, you may get an N1 whistle, so you got to learn from that.
Brannigan in and out to Montefinis. Another air ball out of bounds back to the Vikings. You see Coach Tenaglia on the sidelines. Again, over 300 wins as a head coach here at Mercer in his 25th season. And this is a Division II team. And the last time these two teams played, Rich, this game came down to a 1-point difference with Brookdale losing. So we might be in for a close one.
Yeah, and this is the tempo Mercer would want, especially shorthanded. It also helps that Brookdale's not hitting their shots.
Tie up underneath the basket, and by virtue of the possession arrow, Mercer's going to get it back.
Yeah, and Leah Mena's got to be better with the ball there. She had it and completely allowed the Brookdale defenders to come in. And especially at 5'7", you got to get the ball high. You don't want to bring it down for the guards or bring it right to your face, because if they swipe at it there or try to grab it, then they're almost certainly going to commit the foul. But it's poor job there.
Here is Gurdon. Ball being swung around. Davies now back over to Sachs. And an incomplete pass to number 20, Manna Kissling, as she couldn't handle that pass from Sachs, and another turnover for Mercer.
Yeah, Mercer's going to be in trouble if Brookdale starts hitting their shots, because they're playing way too sloppy.
Slapped away inside, away from the reach of Caitlin Conroy. Mercer again up by 1 as the first quarter quickly ticking by, under 4 minutes to play. Kissling with that 3 in and out, ball tipped around, still loose. Sachs goes down to the floor for Mercer to try to grab it, and out of bounds back to Mercer.
Yeah, Caitlin Conroy at 6'4", you're not usually going to see her get outworked for a rebound there. very surprised. Could be the injury to her knee again. She's been carrying that bulky knee all season. You would expect her to corral most of the rebounds.
Davies trying to get off, now gets over to Woodall. Back to Gurdon. Gurdon over to Sachs. Sachs down to Gurdon on Caitlin Conroy. Ball out of bounds. I think it just bounced off of Caitlin Conroy, as Gurdon definitely was not the one with the advantage. Caitlin Conroy a lot significantly taller than her. Mercer will in.
Gurdon only 5'5", almost a foot shorter.
Woodall puts up a three, short. Tries to grab her own rebound and last touched it out of bounds near the Brookdale bench. You know, you mentioned Caitlin Conroy. I was talking to Coach Davina before the game, Rich, and we were talking about the fact that Caitlin has been playing with that brace on her knee, and how during the off break, during the winter break, she really worked on it. She lost some weight, and she feels good, and now we're seeing her on the court.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, we haven't done many games, or I haven't had the opportunity to do many games since then. She does look a bit more spry. But again, you just see her missing the rebound. She could just be a lack of focus early on, but maybe monitoring her minutes will help her. But that's good that she, was able to trim down a bit. That's certainly going to be better for her knee as well. And just at her size, at 6'4", it's always going to be bad for the knees, especially with a female. You don't see many females that tall as well. Even just the tall NBA players, that's usually where they have their biggest problem. Joints. It's just very difficult for them to support such height and such width, because Caitlin Conroy has very big shoulders as well. So let's see what she can do. But certainly it's been a problem for her, but it's good to see that she's working on it.
We saw Talia Terrell during that last change of possession. Looks like she got poked in the eye while she was rolling on the floor to grab that basketball. I don't know if she lost the contact or what, but she's on the bench now being checked out by the training staff. In for her is Katrina McMillan.
And you can hear Coach Mayrose from the bench telling Brookdale that's enough. They've been toying with their opponent too long. We're already 8 minutes in, almost, and it's a 4-3 game. We talked about Mercer being sloppy. Brookdale's not been much better. That was a poor pass. You got to make sure you get the ball up.
Colleen Brannigan able to lay it in. I misspoke. That was Katiera McMillan in the game, number 3. Brannigan's shot gives the Brookdale Jersey Blues their first lead, 5-4. Davies now gets it over to Kissling, back to Woodall. Davies going to put up a 3 from the right arc, no good, and Brannigan able to save it from going out of bounds and pulls it down for Brookdale.
Brookdale is very tight on their zone. You usually want to get the ball into the middle to break a zone. However, if Brookdale's going to be that tight on the inside, you got to try to shoot your way out of it. They're daring Mercer to make shots. And until they do so, Brookdale is not going to extend their defense to allow any cutting angles to the inside.
Kissling walked with the basketball as she was looking to try to get it into number 22, I believe, Brianna Gurdon, but took too many steps in the process. And now we're going to have a substitution, as mentioned Kissling. She comes out. Coming in for her is Dalia Mena.
Yeah, those type of calls I hate. There's no real advantage gain there. Just let it go at that point.
Caitlin Conroy able to lay it in down low, and now Brookdale has their largest lead of the game, actually, of 3 points, 7-4, with about a minute left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Woodall severely undersized, really with the lack of depth. They're going to have problems with Caitlin Conroy all game long.
McMillan bumped as she fell down to the floor after stealing the ball away. And the foul is going to be on number 12, Melina Sachs. That's the first foul on Sachs. The third foul on Mercer. And with under a minute left, Brookdale has an opportunity to try to increase their lead on this possession. Kiana Joyner gets it down low to Conroy. Tried to get it out to Brianna Allender, and Allender just couldn't handle that pass.
Yeah, Coach Dabina wants Caitlin to go right up with that. She was doubled. I thought the pass was the right move, to be honest. It was just a little off on the pass. But Mercer was wasting no time. After the last possession, Caitlin was able to go right up with the ball. Against the double team, maybe Coach Dabina is looking for a foul in that situation, but he obviously knows the lack of size Mercer has as well. But I do think that pass was the correct one when the defense collapsed there.
Davies kicks it out to Sachs, now down to Woodall. Woodall has it blocked from behind by Kiana Joyner. And Mercer will get it back, but with 17 on the shot clock. So inbound, here's Davies. Should mention that Janai Dennis checked in for Mercer, number 15. Sachs from the corner, off the back rim, no good. Allender gets clobbered underneath, but is able to hold on to the ball. Here is McMillan on the other end, lays it in off the back rim and in. Clock continues to run as we're under 10 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, Brookdale had a chance to settle for the final shot, but they got a good look, so they went right up with it.
Ball still loose. Here's Dennis, as I mentioned. Fires it over to number 23, Mena, who put up a last-second shot out of bounds, no good. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. So after 10 minutes of play, Brookdale leads 9-4. And we're going to take a break and step aside. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back for the second quarter right after this.
Hi, I'm Frenchie. I'm Colleen. I'm Sydney. I'm Caitlin. I'm Michelle. I'm Pickles. I'm Bree. I'm Talia. I'm Jackie. And I'm Bree.
And we are the Brookdale Jersey Blues.
Hello, I'm Laura Vetter here for Brookdale TV at the ring ceremony for the women's soccer team. 2014 back-to-back national champions.
Being a national championship is an indescribable feeling.
I mean, it didn't feel real at first. Going to school the next day, it was just amazing. We were all just couldn't believe it.
I don't know how to explain it. It was it's unreal.
Honestly, I really could not have done it without my teammates. It's such a team effort, the sport, and that's why I love it.
We commend you for your good sportsmanship and team spirit, and for bringing great honor to your family, your coaches, and your community, the entire county of Monmouth.
We really did have a good group, and I wish if Brookdale was 4 years that I would have more time with you, but since it's only 2, I'm grateful for what I did have, and I'm just...
And we're back here in the Robert J. Collins Arena to start the second quarter here with the Brookdale Jersey Blues women on the floor taking up against Mercer County. Tim Kettlefemo alongside Rich Van Tassel. Second quarter just about to get underway. Brookdale comes out of that first quarter up by 5 in a fairly low-scoring game for both of these two teams.
And not what you'd expect with a Brookdale team. Looks like Mercer wants to keep the score down, as most teams want to do against Brookdale. But, Brookdale missed some shots early, so we'll see if they really extend this lead here in the second quarter.
Mena drives inside, guarded by McMillan. Here's Davies, another 3 from the right arc, no good. But Kiana Joyner brings down that rebound. Up ahead to Moore. Moore tried to get it into Conroy, not a great pass, and Conroy goes down to the floor, lost the ball. Davies comes away with it. She loses it, though, out of control up the floor.
Yeah, and that should have been travel. A little disappointment in the referee on that one. So then they call it very tight on ones that don't really matter, but that was an obvious travel where she made the self-pass there.
Sachs down low to Woodall. Double team, back out Sack, blocked away by Allender. And now up ahead to Moore, one-on-one with Davies. Moore lays it in and the foul. As Davies pushed her in the back, Moore will now try to go to the free throw line to complete the three-point play. And as I mentioned, the foul is going to be on Dana Davies. Number 1 on her, number 1 on Mercer in the second quarter.
Yeah, and that's terrible floor balance by Mercer there. They are not driving the hoop nearly enough to give up a fast break on the other end in that regard. And you see this a lot when teams face a zone. They stop running offense. Sometimes you just have to still run offense as if you're playing against a man-to-man or a woman-to-woman in this situation. Run screen and rolls, run give and goes. Mercer is just falling way too much in love with working around the outside and shooting three-point shots. A zone is designed to keep you from that. As you see there, it looked like that was a nice pick and roll there in the situation. You can still run screen and rolls, you're just not running it on an exact opponent in that situation. But teams will do that. They'll fall in love with the outside shot and just let the zone completely take them out of what they want to do.
Girding with that shot was able to put some points on the boards, cuts the lead down to 5 for Mercer. Brookdale's lead, that is. Moore with a three from the corner, another one. And now the lead is back up to 8.
Yeah, I don't know what balls they use at the college level, but in the NBA they said you could line up Adam Silver's name on that one with the time she had to shoot that.
Mena gets it over to Dennis, now back to Woodall. Working it around the perimeter a lot in this second quarter, and out of bounds as Sachs couldn't handle that pass. Another turnover for Mercer as Brianna Rodriguez comes in for Caitlin Conroy, who goes to the bench. Moore, another three, this time in and out. McMillan trying to grab the rebound away, but it's pulled down for Mercer by number 22, Gurdon. Up ahead to Dennis, underneath the basket. Blew the layup and a rebound to Rodriguez.
Yeah, Gurdon had Dennis much earlier, decided not to make it, and then made the pass when it was way too late. Dennis caught the pass, she was way too far underneath the hoop. Had to stop to catch the ball, so had no chance. If you're gonna make that pass, you gotta make it early there.
Allender now over to McMillan. Dangerous pass back over to Allender, to Moore. Inside to Joyner, working it on Woodall. And Joyner's shot didn't even hit the rim. I think there was some contact between her and Woodall. No foul, though. The other way, here comes Mena, back to Woodall. Sachs in the arc. Back to Woodall, Sachs.
There it is, some nice give and goes and some nice cutting there. Unfortunately, it resulted in an air ball, but that's what you have to do against the zone defense.
Mercer is just not making their shots fall and having difficulty, as Rich said, getting into the paint and actually giving off. A lot of their game has been from behind the arc around the perimeter.
And you never want to get into the shootout style with the Brookdale teams, both men and women's. You just know the teams like to run up and down. That's what Brookdale wants to do. But if you have the opportunities, you got to take it. And Mercer did not take their opportunity on that last one. Sometimes you got to just try to run and get the easy hoops when they present themselves.
This is not your ordinary community college. This is an education for the 21st century, a college that learns from industry trends and adapts to the changing job market. This is a group of acclaimed professors and a staff who will stand at your side and help you kick down any door you choose. This is where you can learn a new skill or earn a degree, online or in person, at 6 locations across Monmouth County. This is not your ordinary community college. This is Brookdale. This is college redefined. This is success reimagined.
It's the week before finals here at Brookdale Community College.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Yaya.
Hi, I'm Frenchie.
I'm Colleen.
I'm Sydney.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Pickles. I'm Bree. I'm Talia.
I'm Jackie.
And I'm Bree.
And we are the Brookdale Jersey Blues.
Looking for quality higher education and
Back here live in the Robert J. Collins Arena after that break. 6:09 remaining here in the second corner. Brookdale they lead by 8, 14-6. Tim Kettlefilm alongside Rich Van Tassel. Mercer had called that quick timeout to try to reset things, and right now they're just desperate looking for something. Inside to number 23, Mena, and she's able to bank it off the glass and in. So they were able to drive in that time, Rich.
Yeah, that was a nice give and go. Looks like Coach Tanaglio was taking my advice. He must have an earpiece down there or something, because he knows exactly what they need to do. It's no secret they've won over 300 games. He's figuring it out there. So, excellent give and go in that situation. Now, Brookdale did make some substitutions. We had Amanda Carabin in the game. We've talked about her as a soccer player. She may have been a little naive to what they were running there.
Carabin in the game, as well as Jackie Lingo, who checked in during that timeout for Brookdale. Here is Dennis. Dennis handed off to Mena, puts up a long 2, and Colleen Brannigan is able to stretch out and grab that rebound. Allender now. And Brannigan, I believe, walked with the basketball as she had already set her feet and took off running. Again, our officials this afternoon, Teresa Conyer, Bob Courts, and Bill Holliday. Sachs.
Brookdale is just completely collapsing that middle, daring Mercer to shoot.
Dennis couldn't handle that pass inside, and Rodriguez put a hand on it, and Colleen Brannigan now will bring it up for Brookdale, trying to extend their lead. Lingo inside. Look like there's some contact. Doesn't get her own rebound, and it's taken away by Mena.
I thought she might have shuffled her feet there as well.
Sachs, long two, too strong. Picked up though on the right in front of the bench by number 23, Delina Mena. Carabin now, you heard Rich just mention her, gets it over to Allender, now back to Carabin. Pulls up for a long jumper, air ball. Rodriguez, though, on the other side brings the rebound. Shot clock did not reset.
Mercer had two bodies on Rodriguez there and couldn't come up with the rebound.
Jackie Lingo lost it underneath, and it's now brought up the floor by Dennis, who's trying to, almost passed it behind her to Mena. That would have been a backcourt violation. Here's Mena inside, double team, falls down, traveled.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good call.
Yeah, it was a good call. She did fall down with the ball. It was either going to be that or a help ball, which would be in Brookdale's possession. But just because you have to get the ball in the middle against the zone doesn't mean you force the ball into the middle. It still has to happen correctly. And Mercer is not doing that there. They're forcing passes on the inside, and that's why they turned the ball over.
Brannigan, a left wing three, off the mark, up ahead to Dennis, all by herself. In and out with that layup, but she gets her own rebound. And now she'll have Mercer try to set up their offense. They need something here.
Yeah, she took a poor angle on that layup.
Long three, way off the mark. It was a brick by number 20, Kissling, and now we're going to get a foul the other way on Mercer. I believe that is going to be on Kissling. It'll be her first foul, team foul number 2 on Mercer. So here we go, a bunch of substitutions coming out. Amanda Carabin, Rodriguez, and Lingo, as Katiera McMillan, Michelle Montefinis, and Ibriana Moore come back in. Montefinis drives inside, high arcing layup out of bounds. Last touched by Brookdale.
A beautiful ball fake by Michelle Montefinis, but she's left-handed, and with that angle, she just got caught way too far underneath. That's why she had to throw up that wild shot there.
And you heard from the sidelines, Coach Ten Naglia.
30-second timeout.
Call that timeout from the sidelines as his team was about to get a 5-second violation, not being able to inbound that ball.
Yeah, Brookdale going to what they know when they struggle, the full court press. And Mercer was having trouble getting the ball in bounds. Let's see what they draw up coming out to alleviate this press. Again, I'm surprised that I haven't seen more teams take advantage of the way Brookdale likes to press. I know it's difficult to beat, especially with the athletes Brookdale has. Hermione Bankel is not playing today. It looks like she's injured on the bench. She's usually one of the best at pressuring the ball. But with Amanda Carabin as well, not sure if she's in the game. No, she's not in the game right now, but you do have Amanda Fernese. They are good at pressing, but again, if you press hard, you're leaving yourself very susceptible on the back end. So I'd like to see teams take a few more chances and try to run down the court.
So Brookdale again sticking with this full court pressure. Actually, Mercer was able to handle it, but Woodall had it poked away from behind by Moore.
Yeah, they ran a nice off-ball screen and roll between, it was Woodall and I believe it was Delilah Mena there. That allowed them to break the other way. Got to pay attention to the other end, who's trailing you.
So another turnover for Brookdale. They come in here averaging 14 turnovers a game. Under 3 minutes left to play. Again, the scoring is kind of plateaued out, so to speak, where we've been stuck on 14-8 for the, I would say, much of this second quarter.
We saw one of Mercer's assistant coaches, I'm not sure who it is, if it's Jane Berlinger or Samantha Cobbs. She was very encouraging of that move there by Delilah Mena. She saw the opening, took it right to the hoop, and she's getting to the line here. Let's see if she can knock him down. That's beautiful form there. You saw she was a little short, but she got the roll because she was going forward and going straight up. And a nice follow through.
Mena's not able to knock down the second one, but she gets her own rebound. Nearly poked away there by Moore. Woodall drives inside, pulls up, picked up her dribble, tries to get it out to somebody, gets over to Mena again. Dennis threw it away.
It's a terrible pass there. You're throwing a lollipop to someone who's directly underneath the hoop. That pass never should have been made in the first place, but it's got to be a much sharp on a zip line there. I don't know what that was.
It seems like Mercer is not concentrating their majority of the play on offense inside, instead around the perimeter, and I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, they're passing, they're telegraphing it, it looks like, or they're just, they have their heads down a lot and they look up and they see the first open player they have, and they're trying to make the pass immediately, and Brookdale sees that as well, and they're jumping all over these passing. If they just concentrate, maybe throw a couple ball fakes here or there, they could really get Brookdale's defense caught out of position.
Mena up the floor, pulls up in the paint, too strong. Allender falls down to the floor. She was trying to grab the rebound, but I believe it was last touch from behind by Janai Dennis. McMillan had it touched for a second by Dennis inside. Allender working on Woodhall and a bunch of other players. Moore back out for a three. In and out. And we're going to get a foul underneath, I believe, on McMillan, who was trying to grab that ball away from Mena.
You're only your second team foul, so why not take a run at the rebound there? And, hey, keep with the full court press, and then you can still pick up a couple fouls in the backcourt here. It's not going to cost you anything.
Mena, coast to coast, lays it in.
And again, Mena recognizing they're not stopping the ball, taking it right to the hoop. And there it is. Seems like every time Mercer listens to what I tell them to do, they seem to get points there, taking it right to the hoop, selectively running. So let's see if they can keep it up here.
You sure you're not hooked up directly to Tenaglia down, Coach Tenaglia downstairs? I don't know.
Maybe we're on the same wavelength. I don't know. Maybe some sort of ESP. Neither one of us knows
something.
He's just a good basketball mind. That's all it is.
That was a lousy inbounds pass taken away by Brookdale. McMillan inside, and McMillan is fouled as she was driving in the paint. Not a whole lot of players, though, were down on the opposite side of the court for Mercer when they were trying to inbound the ball, so it made it difficult for them to get in.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure what exactly that was. She just threw it to a Brookdale player. There was no one around.
McMillan, unfortunately, cannot make that first one again. Katira McMillan, the 5'7" sophomore from Neptune Township, New Jersey. Political science major here at Brookdale. And able to rattle in the second one. So the lead is 4 for Brookdale as we're approaching a minute left here in the first half. Low scoring game, very surprising. Mena inside, back down the other side of the floor, went right over Moore, no call, but she missed the basket anyway.
Something has to be called there, whether a charge or a block. It was up in the air, but you can't let that contact go.
Mena again. Kissling gets it over to Dennis. Back down to Kissling, couldn't handle it. Davies is there to scoop up the loose change. Again, a lot of cross-court passes. Insiders Kissling, and she's fouled.
Nice give and go there. Is that Kissling getting to the line? Yeah, that's Kissling. She gave up the pass, got it right back. We're seeing Mercer, a couple of the passes on that one. They caught it, and their legs, just the way they were positioned, they caught it the same way they caught the pass as they received it, and then they didn't adjust their bodies to make a simpler pass. A lot of passing has to do with that, asking for turnovers. It'd be like a quarterback in the NFL. If he's, looking downfield and he has a leg behind him and he throws it, you're susceptible for a turnover. You want to get yourself in position to make the pass and zip it down there. There's at least 2 of them on that possession I saw.
Kissling couldn't make the second one. She actually hopped on that foul shot, get a little extra oomph, and unfortunately that was not what she needed. It was a little too strong. So she wasn't able to make either of them from the line.
Yeah, Kissling at 5'6", you usually don't see that. With the women, though, they're not as strong as the men, so sometimes they do need to jump just a bit.
Joyner at the foul line. Moore to McMillan. No, a little too strong. Montefinice, though, picks it up underneath. Shot clock did not reset. It's down to 10. Brannigan for 3. Offensive foul underneath on McMillan.
Not going to come back to home Brookdale here. I'm not too enamored with that call either. But it actually served Mercer to their disadvantage. Now they can't get out and run. It allows Brookdale to set up their press. So they're almost rewarded with the foul there.
Dennis forces it up with 2 on the clock. McMillan grabs it down, and that's going to do it for the end of the first half. So at the end of one half of play, the Brookdale Jersey Blues go into halftime holding a slim lead, 15-11. And Rich, if I had to say anything, it would probably be that the Mercer County just was not able to really penetrate in the paint. They were doing a lot of passing around on the perimeter, but they weren't able to get in the paint. Does that hinder them in getting points on the board?
Well, of course it does. There's really nothing about that first half on either side that you're going to send to Springfield for the Basketball Hall of Fame. That was one of the worst halves of basketball I've ever seen on both sides. Brookdale was very sloppy. They weren't hitting shots. Same with Mercer. They're trying to force the ball. When Mercer got down to it and made the good plays, made some give and goes, ran and took their opportunities, they were able to get some points. But they're very focused on what they should be doing, but they're almost too focused on it, as we discussed. Getting the ball in the middle. Yes, it's good to break a zone, but when they're completely collapsed and the player isn't expecting it, you have to do better. So let's see what both the coaches do at halftime, what adjustments they will make, but certainly they got to clean things up. We're in for a long second half, and you don't expect Brookdale to score 15 points. Certainly the pace would favor Mercer in this situation.
So again, Brookdale only leading by a slim margin by 4 points, and as you mentioned, Rich, a very, very low-scoring first half. 15-11 is the halftime score. Tim Catafamo alongside Rich Van Tassel. We're going to take a break here on Brookdale Television. Come back for the second half right after this.
This is not your ordinary community college. This is an education for the 21st century, a college that learns from industry trends and adapts to the changing job market. This is a group of acclaimed professors and a staff who will stand at your side and help you kick down any door you choose. This is where you can learn a new skill or earn a degree, online or in person, at 6 locations across Monmouth County. This is not your ordinary community college. This is Brookdale. This is college redefined. This is success reimagined.
It's the week before finals here at Brookdale Community College, and students are running around hoping to pull together a big A on their final exam, but a few of them are here in the Bankier Library choosing relaxation over stress by taking a step out of the student's life and into the dog's life.
Well, this is an annual event that we do. Actually, we do it every semester. Around exam time, it's therapy dogs in the library for students to come in and staff too, just to have some fun, to relax, pet the dogs, play with the dogs, and kind of relieve some stress.
Oh, you are so cute. I'm so happy. High five.
You're so cute. Everybody needs those study breaks, and it's a way to take a study break without having to get distracted at the same time.
So that petting a therapy dog before finals is supposed to reduce all your stress, and it works. It actually works. This is, I think, the 4th year that we've been here, and finals are next week. Students will come. They will de-stress with petting a therapy dog. The dogs are trained. They're certified by an organization called Bright and Beautiful. We're all volunteers. We're also all the owners of these dogs. It's a wonderful, wonderful program. It's a win-win. The dogs love to be petted, and the students get to enjoy a puppy without, owning them.
My name is Amy Clark. I'm one of the librarians here, and I am the coordinator for this Therapy Dogs event for Anti-Stress Week. I feel great about the turnout. It is usually one of the most popular events in the library. This is the first year that I am coordinating it, and I'm really glad that we have as much interest as we do.
You never know what finals are.
I am a biology major at Brookdale, and I just finished my practical, and I was so stressed out, and I was supposed to go home, and I was told that there were dogs coming to the library. So I immediately came back, and I am so happy right now. I have panic attacks all the time from schoolwork and stuff, so this is the best thing ever.
So much special attention.
I just think it's a fun experience for them. If you're a dog person, it's great. If you're not a dog person, it's hard to not walk by and still want to give them a pet. And it's hopefully it'll get students to kind of relax at this time of the year that can be very, very stressful for them.
What do you like about humans? What do you think of this event on campus?
I'm Hannah.
I'm Yaya. Hi, I'm Frenchie.
I'm Colleen.
I'm Sydney.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Pickles.
I'm Bree. I'm Talia. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Bray. And we are the Brookdale Jersey Blues.
Looking for quality higher education at an affordable price? You'll find it at Brookdale Community College, with locations in Lincroft, Freehold, Long Branch, Neptune, Hazlitt, and Wall, and online options that let you study anywhere. At Brookdale, you can train for a new career, earn a diploma, and transfer to a 4-year school hassle-free. Brookdale has small classes and approachable faculty, an honors program, academic support centers, a full student life experience, and nationally ranked sports teams. Visit brookdalecc.edu and start your success story today.
This is Brookdale Community College. You are watching Brookdale Television.
Need a place for your next conference, meeting, seminar, or social gathering? Choose the Warner Student Life Center located on the beautiful wooded 300-acre campus of Brookdale Community College in Monmouth County. You'll have access to 15,000 square feet of versatile event space, state-of-the-art conference facilities, a comfortable lounge, a scenic outdoor patio area, and an award-winning catering service. To learn more, visit brookdalecc.edu/events. That's brookdalecc.edu/events. The Warner Student Life Center at Brookdale Community College. Make it the place for your next event.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Yaya. Hi, I'm Frenchie.
I'm Colleen.
I'm Sydney.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Pickles.
I'm Bree. I'm Talia.
I'm Jackie.
And I'm Bray.
And we are the Brookdale Jersey Blues.
Hello, I'm Laura Vetter here for Brookdale TV at the ring ceremony for the women's soccer team, 2014 back-to-back national champions.
Being a national championship is an indescribable feeling.
I mean, it didn't feel real at first. Going to school the next day, it was just amazing. We were all just couldn't believe it.
I don't know how to explain it. It was it's still it's unreal.
Honestly, I really could not have done it without my teammates. It's such a team effort, the sport, and that's why I love it.
We commend you for your good sportsmanship and team spirit, and for bringing great honor to your family, your coaches, and your community, the entire county of Monmouth.
We really did have a good group, and I wish if Brookdale was 4 years that I would have more time with you, but since it's only 2, I'm grateful for what I did have, and I'm just really proud of all of you, and like I said, I look forward to what the future has for all of you, so thank you.
I think that the soccer program is just such a great addition to the school. The school has such a great reputation. They had 2 national championships. I think that it will just highlight the school even more so.
Catch the women's soccer team as they attempt to three-peat this fall. I'm Laura Vetter for Brookdale TV. Thanks for watching.
Need a break from the vigorous academic year? Don't worry, you're not the only one. Hi, I'm Sophia Perola, and I'm here at the Student Life Center, where students are chilling out, drinking smoothies, and hoping their finals go smoothly. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
What's your name?
I'm Zaire.
I see you're drinking a smoothie. What smoothie is that?
A strawberry banana smoothie.
It looks delicious.
Oh, it is very scrumptious.
How do you think it's helping you de-stress from the academic year?
Well, it's cold and it relaxes my throat, and it's like, it's very relaxing. If I get a brain freeze, it'll stop me from doing homework. You know what I mean? So that's how it's relaxing.
Sounds successful to me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy your smoothie.
Thank you.
Hi, can you tell me your name?
My name is Lorena. Hello.
Hi, Lorena. That's a beautiful name. Did you have a smoothie?
Yes, I did. Strawberry banana. It was so delicious.
Do you feel de-stressed?
Of course I do.
Right now we're in SLC, and on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we are here massaging the students, just giving them 5-minute chair and table massages. A lot of students benefit from it. Once we come over here, usually we're signed up. We have a non-stop time that we're here. So we're usually here 11 to 2, and it's beneficial for all the students.
I think it's a really good idea, actually, to get a massage before the finals, because it's really relaxing, yeah.
This feels amazing, just getting rid of the kinks and knots. I can see why this is Anti-Stress Week. Thank you for joining us here at Brookdale Television. Signing off.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Yaya. Hi, I'm Frenchie.
I'm Colleen.
I'm Sydney.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Pickles. I'm Bree. I'm Talia.
I'm Jackie.
And I'm Bree.
And we are the Brookdale Jersey Blues.
For nearly 50 years, Brookdale graduates have been shattering expectations. They transfer to Georgetown and Columbia University. They work at NASA, call Major League Baseball games, and defeat celebrity chefs. They prove again and again that a college is only as good as its success stories, and ours speak for themselves. This is Brookdale. This is College Redefined. This is success reimagined.
Hi, my name is Hannah Fite, and today we'll be battling Mercer County College. Watch us live on YouTube and search Brookdale TV.
Enter the growing field of healthcare. It is projected that more than 56,000 jobs will be added through 2018, according to New Jersey Department of Labor and Workforce Development. Brookdale's healthcare training programs provide you with the necessary skills to be successful in this expanding field of healthcare. Our Certified Nurse Aide program, or commonly referred to as CNA, is a New Jersey Department of Health and Senior Services approved program. You will be trained for employment in a nursing home, assisted living, or long-term care facility. Through lecture, lab practice, and skills testing, students learn physical and psychosocial care skills, along with ethical concepts. Upon completion of the program, students are prepared to sit for certification.
Students who become CNAs usually become successful with a lifetime of caring and with a lot of personal satisfaction. If they decide to stay in healthcare, whether they continue their education or not, they will have a fundamental base of nursing skills to carry them into whatever career they choose in the future.
This program, along with the Certified Home Health Aide and Patient Care Technician, are approved as prerequisites for the AAS in nursing at Brookdale. For information, call 732-224-2813 or go to brookdalecc.edu/healthcare training. Early registration is strongly encouraged as most healthcare programs have limited enrollment.
Like a lot of people, I thought community college was a backup option, a discount education. But now, I can't imagine starting anywhere else. Brookdale challenged me. I had the tools and the faculty I needed to grow, both as a student and an engineer. Today, I'm transferring to a prestigious university and finishing a fellowship at NASA. I'm Nick Sikowski, and I came to Brookdale to save money on college. I never imagined it would be the smartest move I ever made.
Hey, what's up, guys? Mason Jones, starting guard and captain for Brookdale men's basketball.
I'm Terrell Cox from Brookdale basketball.
My name is Noel Garay. I'm Aaron Trimble.
My name is Jalil Chain.
This is Sky Harris.
This is Dante Whipple from Brookdale Community College.
Go Jersey Blues.
Begin a successful career in healthcare with Brookdale's short-term training programs. Many programs prepare students for state or national certification. Of the major occupational groups, employment in healthcare support occupations is expected to grow most rapidly through 2020, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Our highly qualified instructors hold master's degrees or industry certifications and are working in the healthcare field. They bring their educational and work experience to the classroom.
I strive to provide students with the necessary knowledge and hands-on skills to confidently serve patients in the healthcare setting.
In our Medical Assistant Certificate program, you will be trained to be proficient in all aspects of a medical office through lecture, lab practice,
And now we're back on for Brookdale Television. Again, we're going to go back on down on the court as the game has started once again. I didn't have my intercom hooked in. That was the problem. That was the problem. All right, so back underway here in the second half. We apologize for some audio difficulties. Mercer came out, again, they're down by 4. It was really low-scoring first half. Tim Cadafamo alongside Rich Van Tassel. As we pick up the action again, Moore with a long 3, no good, but Rodriguez with the rebound. Allender now puts up another 3. That was way off the mark. And it looks, Rich, if there's anything for Mercer, what can they do in the second half?
Run offense, not force things, and move on and take their opportunities when they present themselves to run. Their defense has been fine. Brookdale has missed some shots, but they are forcing enough turnovers. So hopefully Mercer can, and there's a situation right there. They just gave up the jump. Not sharp with the passes. They're trapping themselves a bit with some of the passes they're making into the corner. You're doing the defense's job for them, so you want to avoid that. But it looks like Brookdale's come out there trying to force the pace and speed things up.
Davies gets it over to number 22, Gurdon, and Sachs couldn't quite handle that. Shot clock expired anyway. So it's a turnover, and the ball will go back to the Vikings.
Yeah, that's not a good possession there. It's way too many sloppy passes by Mercer in this game.
Allender back out to Moore. Moore with a long 3, and the bottoms on that one. Moore allows the Brookdale Jersey Blues to come out with a nice couple of buckets. They now lead by 10, 21-11.
Yeah, and this is danger time for Mercer. You've only scored 11 points all game, and you're already down 10, so they got to find some offense and find it fast.
Mena. Back out Woodall, double teamed, hoists it up anyway with 4 on the clock, and Montefinis grabs the rebound. Montefinis, I think she did be charged with a palming violation as she was a little bit sloppy.
Yeah,
handling the ball.
she's looking around like, well, you know, who, me? But that was as obvious as a call as there is. So I don't know if she was trying to bluff the call there, but she clearly carried that one.
Woodall, ooh, got slapped. I heard that one, no call. Official was looking right at it. Inside, Woodall couldn't handle that pass from Gurdon. And now Brannigan brings it up the floor for Brookdale, trying to extend this 10-point lead.
And that was a nice little screen and roll between Gurdon and Woodall there. But the pass was late.
Moore again with an incredible three. That is 2 straight threes for Moore. Timeout, Mercer County. As Coach Tenaglia is not happy with that. Brookdale leads their largest deficit of the game, 13, 24-11. We're going to take a break here on Brookdale Television, 6:49 remaining after this.
And mock testing. Skills include administering EKGs, performing phlebotomy, scheduling appointments, and assisting with minor emergency procedures, to name a few. Our Certified Nurse Aide program, or commonly referred to as CNA, is a New Jersey Department of Health and Senior Services approved program. You will be trained for employment in a nursing home, assisted living, or long-term care facility. Through lecture, lab practice, and skills testing, students learn physical.
And we're back here live in the Robert J. Collins Arena. Tim Kettlefem alongside Rich Van Tassel. After a timeout by Mercer County. Again, Mercer has yet to score so far in this third quarter. Brookdale, on the other hand, has scored 9 straight points, including 2 straight threes from Brianna Moore. Sachs picks up the offensive rebound. Shot clock resets for the Vikings. Davies over to Woodhall. Double team, poked away by Montefanice. Rodriguez goes down to the floor to collect the basket. Now up ahead to Moore, to Allender, who forces it up, and she's fouled by Davies.
And you can certainly see Brookdale's come out with a lot more force, especially on the defensive end, and this is going to be a very tough hill to climb for Mercer at this point. 13 is not insurmountable, but when you've only scored 11 points almost halfway through the third quarter, then it is insurmountable. Don't want to see missed free throws here. Brookdale's got to put their foot on the throat and go for the jugular in this situation.
And it's a rare miss for Allender. She averages 71% from the line, rattles that one in, 1 out of 2, and puts the Brookdale lead to a game-high 14 points as Mercer is looking for an answer. Sachs give and go to Davies inside, puts it up. Rolls off the rim, and Montefanice, the smallest player on the floor, grabs the rebound. Brannigan hoists up a 3. Back iron no good, and the rebound pulled down by Gurdon.
Again, Mercer not taking their opportunities to run there off any miss. At least make an effort to run. It's not like Brookdale's really giving it to them, but you're certainly never going to get it if you don't try.
A nice 2 there from Mena from the left arc, as she has done a fairly good job so far this game, and a double dribble call, walking violation on Michelle Montefanice.
Yeah, it looked like she got a little surprised when she saw the defender right in her face there and shuffled the feet, and she knew it immediately. On the other end for Mercer, Mena is the best shooter. They've been settling for a lot of open shots, but Mena isn't the one taking them. So if they can do that.
Inside again, Mena lays it in. And that's 4 straight points for Mena, and the only points that Mercer has scored so far this third quarter.
Yeah, she might be the only points scored this game. At least she has a majority of them. She's got at least 8 that I can think of.
We'll have to check on that as Sachs grabs the board for the Vikings. Woodall working against Rodriguez, double team. Now here's Sachs, a long arcing 3, didn't even hit the rim on that one. That was a bad shot.
I went behind the backboard there. Wow. And it looked like Woodall got away with a walk on that one.
Woodall goes to the bench for Mercer as Manny Kissling comes in for her. On the other side for Brookdale, McMillan comes in for Colleen Brannigan. Moore again for three. Brianna Moore is definitely feeling it from behind the arc. She knocks down, that's her third three from that corner, the left arc.
You might not want to leave her open. She's making the shots, so you don't want to tempt her into those.
Here's a shot by Mena, hit the side of the glass. So Mercer has been all over the map so far and not been able to really hit some good quality shots. Moore again. This could be a career game for Brianna Moore. That's 4 threes for her. Unbelievable. As Brookdale continues to pull ahead, now up by 16.
Yeah, you've just got to pick her up in transition at this point.
Ball goes back up with it. That's Gurdon underneath for Mercer. We're going to get a foul on the floor. And that'll send Brianna Gurdon to the line. Again, our officials, Teresa Conyer, Bob Courts, and Bill Holliday. So here is Gurdon at the line, knocks down the first one. And a quick substitution for Mercer as Janai Dennis comes in for Melina Sachs.
Yeah. People may call me strange. I love seeing beautiful form on free throws. And even though she missed the second one, who was that, Gurdon at the line? Just perfect form. You saw even that one, she was short, but right on line.
Moore again. This time she did not get that one. That would have been her 5th three of the game.
That was a pass that should have been going back the other way.
Poked away by McMillan out of bounds.
And Brookdale's telegraphing these passes. They know exactly where they're going to go. And when you're especially slow on the passes as well, it's you know, almost stealing candy from a baby at this point.
Mena with that floater in the lane, no good. Up ahead to Moore, one-on-one. Oh, blew the layup too strong.
That was a pretty pass by Michelle Montepanice there.
So now Davies brings it up again, dumps it down low to Gurdon, and Gurdon connects with the right hook.
Yeah, nice job, no hesitation by Brianna Gurdon there.
Allender, with some contact, she went over Davies, no call. Allender again, this time for a 2 from the corner. And it went in, but it went over the back of the glass near the shot clock, so that's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, you can call glass and have a count. You can't call shot clock, so that's what happened there. Then again, I think they should count it for at least 1 point. You know, if it rattles around that much and goes in, you give them something. But this isn't the Harlem Globetrotters, so.
Now Moore, one-on-one with Dennis. Moore bumped, and the basket. As Dennis made contact with her, and Brianna Moore is able to knock down that one even with contact as she continues to add to the amount of points she has had this afternoon.
Yeah, and I hate to be too critical on Dennis, but that is just the worst possible defense you can play in a fast break situation. Either foul Brianna Moore before she can get up by challenging the ball, or challenge the ball in the shot. She wasn't doing anything. She was trailing her the whole way and then just bumped her with her body. And that's what, you know, that's what happens. You get burned with a three-point play there. I mean, challenge the ball or just let them go at that point, but a bad challenge is just terrible in that situation.
Gurdon almost threw it away. Davies inside on Conroy, too strong. Montefinice comes away with the rebound, and she's fouled by Gurdon.
Fouls on number 22, Brianna Gurdon.
So the foul is going to be on Gurdon.
Team foul.
This is where lack of depth really hurts as well. You could, you know, when you're down 16, anything to shake things up, if you had enough players, you would go to a full court press. But Mercer simply can't do that with 7 players.
Allender was able to make that missed shot by McMillan count as she was underneath the basket and put it back in. Lead approaching 18. As Brookdale has really opened up this third quarter with a lot of energy. I was talking to Coach Davina earlier this morning. That was what he liked. He said that we can take all the fouls that we want, but as long as we can push an up-tempo offense, that's where we really shine. As Gurdon knocks down that three.
Yeah, that was a bullet there. I gotta tell you, Michelle Montefinis, for anyone watching who follows the NBA, she reminds me a lot of Tony Allen of the Memphis Grizzlies. A real pest defensively, likes to pressure the ball, get up in you, and he's been a numerous all-defensive team, which is one of the highest awards for a defensive player in the NBA, and that's who she reminds me of as well. Just love watching her defensive game.
Her third.
So Caitlin Conroy at the line. That foul, by the way, is on Brianna Gurdon. That's her third foul. Team foul number 5 for Mercer, and because they have reached 5 team fouls here in the third quarter, Brookdale is now going to be in the double bonus for the remainder of the quarter. Conroy can't finish on the second one, out of bounds, last touched by, I believe that was Kadiera McMillan.
And a 2-for-1 opportunity here for Mercer here. They can play it out. You get 2 buckets here and you can get a stop. You can get out of this quarter in the single digits.
Ooh.
That's not going to help though.
Saved out of bounds there by Moore. She's going to line up for a 3. Oh, this time couldn't connect. Conroy comes in with the rebound, lost it, but she was fouled all over the place. I believe that was Dennis underneath, number 15.
Yeah, and the last thing to get yourself back into the game is to not be able to get the ball inbounds, turn it over on the inbound, give up an offensive rebound, then commit a foul.
And we've seen that a couple times this afternoon with Mercer. They just have trouble inbounding the ball, sloppy passes.
Yeah, that's
really not working.
That's just self-destruction right there at its finest. And Conroy not making them pay by making the free throw. 16-point lead would seem pretty safe at this point, but if you're Brookdale, again, you don't want to miss free throws and give them any opportunity here.
Conroy has struggled, shooting 56% from the line this year, misses both of them. McMillan, though, there. Conroy falls down. McMillan puts it over to Brannigan. To Moore for another 3, this time off the mark, out of bounds, tipped out by Michelle Montefinis. And another one that just barely was able to inbound for Mercer as Mena double-teamed, threw it away.
Gonna have trouble getting it over.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get it over quickly. And intercepted by McMillan. Moore. Yeah, she traveled with the basketball. I think it was more that she just didn't have control of the ball.
Yeah, that pass was a little behind her, so when she tried to catch it, she was unable to control it cleanly. And I'm not sure what Mercer's doing here. They have one in the backcourt, that's Mena, and they're just double teaming it right off the jump.
Kissling. Back iron. Gurdon gets the rebound. Down low again to Kissling. Stolen away by Moore.
Again, late telegraphed pass in that situation.
Ooh, McMillan runs right into Kissling and is able to get the shot off. No good. Dennis stepped on the baseline. Nothing just is going right for Mercer.
I mean,
they keep shooting themselves in the foot.
The officiating, though, you're going to call ticky-tack travelings, and then I'm not sure who that was. Was that Ibrianna Moore, who just got hammered in that situation, and they're not going to call that?
It was actually McMillan underneath, as Coach Davina wants to take a timeout, but McMillan was driving inside. She got hit, was somehow able to get the shot off. Did not get the basket, but it went out of bounds off of Dennis.
Yeah, and then it looked like, who was it, Caitlin Conroy committed a foul on Dennis in that situation when she went for the, there was a lot of contact there. You know, again, you don't like to see that. That's about as obvious as there could have been. Now, it could have been a charge, don't get me wrong, but something has to be given there. And you have, you know, a lot of ticky-tack traveling calls that aren't being made. Not some of the more recent ones we've seen. That was obviously traveling on Ibrianna Moore. She was carrying with the ball, but, you know, a couple feet shuffling here or there out on the perimeter when they're getting ready to make their move. So, luckily the game isn't too close. It's only 16 points, so those calls aren't going to come back to really hurt any team as of right now.
3.8 left here in the third. And again, Brookdale has an opportunity to try to get one last point on the board if they can. Montefinis inbounding. Oh, not a good pass to Conroy. Brannigan, I don't think they realized it was 3.8. That was a badly executed inbounds pass.
Yeah, Colleen Brannigan, I'm surprised. I would figure Coach Davina would have gone over that. that they only had 4 seconds to shoot in that situation.
Mercer.
So we're going to take a break at the end of quarter number 3. Brookdale leads 37-21. Tim Kettlefilm, Rich Van Tassel back for the fourth quarter after this.
Hi, I'm Frenchie. I'm Colleen. I'm Sydney. I'm Caitlin. I'm Michelle. I'm Pickles. I'm Bree. I'm Talia. I'm Jackie. And I'm Bree. And we are the Brookdale Jersey Blues.
Looking for quality higher education at an affordable price? You'll find it at Brookdale Community College. With locations in Lincroft, Freehold, Long Branch, Neptune, Hazlitt, and Wall, and online options that let you study anywhere. At Brookdale, you can train for a new career, earn a diploma, and transfer to a 4-year school hassle-free. Brookdale has small classes and approachable faculty, an honors program, academic support centers, a full student life experience, and nationally ranked sports teams. Visit brookdalecc.edu and start your success story today.
This is Brookdale Community College. You are watching Brookdale Television.
Back here live in the Robert J. Collins Arena, 37-21 is the score. Brookdale leads Mercer County as we're about to start the fourth quarter, and this has really been an up-and-down game for Brookdale, showing spurts of energy. Again, in that third quarter, they scored 27 points compared to the just 15 points that they had the entire first half. And Mercer has continued to struggle as they've only put up 21 points.
And there's that traveling call we talked about. Now, Mercer really hasn't exerted themselves. We talked about the lack of depth, but 10 minutes, they haven't expended that much energy. I'm taking my chances here and trying a little full court press, get up and down, and see if you can't get back into this game.
And there still is plenty of time, but they're going to have to step on it if they're going to make a run at Brookdale. Davies inside. Conroy and Davies were fighting for that rebound. Last touched by Brookdale, back to Mercer with 9 on the shot clock.
Yes, certainly plenty of time, but I guess a lack of enough time where you're not going to tire yourself out in 9 minutes. You got a couple timeouts, only 2 left, but you should be able to use them wisely and take your chances here.
Allender just batted that one back out of bounds, so Mercer will just do it over again.
And Mercer also not very high with their passes either. They're leaving the ball down and not even really making bounce passes. They're making, you know, regular straight passes, but they just don't have the ball up in the air. Michelle Montefiore should not be able to intercept a pass like that at 5 feet 1 inch.
Finally, after 2 attempts, they get it on the third try. Shot clock again did not reset. I'm not sure if they realized that. Woodall down to 2. Davies didn't get it off in time.
Shot clock violation. Blues ball.
That was a poorly executed offensive possession for Mercer.
Yeah, I was a little surprised there. I wasn't paying attention to the shot clock. I thought it reset on the initial shot.
Montefiore guarded by Davies. Now Allender to McMillan. Floats it up there. Air ball. Montefiore tried to save it out of bounds, but was not able to do that.
Gonna have to start calling Michelle Montefiore the Energizer Bunny. She keeps going and going and going. It doesn't. She is always full pedal to the metal, no matter what the score, no matter what the situation.
Double teamed in the corner for Woodall. Now triple team, finally gets it over to Gurdon. Here is Davies for 3. Men is able to scoop it up, but McMillan takes it away. Wow, McMillan's really getting jostled around inside there and gets over to Allender. Moore, who's had 4 3-pointers this game so far. Allender floats it up, off the rim and in.
Yeah, Brian Allender had the 3, but saw that the C's poured it down the middle of the lane, took it for an easier layup.
Gurdon inside to Woodall. Back out to Sachs, who's guarded by Moore. Woodall again, now puts it up with a hand in her face. And Michelle Montefiore pulls on another rebound. That's the thing about Michelle Montefiore. She's always pulling down rebounds, even though she's the smallest player on the floor, as Allender can't finish with that layup.
Yeah, and I mean, let's not kid ourselves, though. A lot of that has to do with these bad shots that get forced up, and you get a lot of long rebounds that come out to her. But, yeah, she just isn't afraid of anything.
Going to have a foul underneath on Brookdale.
Fouls on number 45.
It's going to be on Caitlin Conroy. That's only her first foul as Kadiera McMillan comes out and Brianna Rodriguez comes in for her. Mena, a three at the top of the arc, knocks it down, and that was something that Mercer desperately needed to try to get back into this game, down by 15.
Yeah, let's see if Mena can get hot and she can possibly shoot their threes back into the game here.
Allender, air ball, but Moore able to scoop it up underneath the basket. Conroy down low, turn around, lays it in.
And you do see this in the women's game because they're a lot shorter, but I believe it was Sachs on the offensive rebound off the air ball that allowed Brookdale to get the second possession. She didn't attack the ball. She let the ball come to her, and Brianna Moore went for it. You got to attack rebounds.
Allender fouled inside by Woodall. So that's going to send Brianne Allender to the free throw line. The elementary education major here at Brookdale wants to be an elementary school teacher. Makes the first foul shot. She's shooting 71% from the line. Sophomore from Toms River, New Jersey, makes them both. And really only maybe a couple baskets away until Brookdale can really kind of wrap this game up, so to speak, because from what I'm seeing from Mercer right now, Rich, not a whole lot of energy and not getting their shots the way that they need them.
Yeah, and still just sloppy play. I mean, of course, that's the one they're going to make.
Of course, we said that, right? Brianna Gurdon with that three.
Throwing up a prayer there, and that one goes.
Allender, another air ball. That's the second time the air ball.
But you see, Mercer there had plenty of opportunity to go grab the ball. I know it was going out and it was going to be their ball, but Michelle Montefinice is running in. Had the ball not been going directly out of bounds or that quickly, they would have given up a possession there. You always want to go to the ball, not let the ball play you.
Sacks inside to Mena, and Mena was fouled in the paint.
And that'll allow them to score with the clock stopped.
Fouls on number 10, Michelle Montefinice.
Going to call the foul on Montefinice. That's her third fouling. And we need to stress, this game is not over, but Mercer's definitely going to have to start picking up the tempo and getting some shots to fall if they want to get back in this game.
Yeah, can't give up many more scores on the other end. But as you said, picking up the tempo would really help them. They just don't have the luxury of going slow anymore.
Delilah Mena only makes makes only 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. Moore really guarded closely by Sachs. Moore hit again, no foul. Here is Allender to Conroy. Back down to Montefinice. Quick jumper, no good. Montefinice goes diving for the ball, but she slid out of bounds. And it'll be a turnover back to Mercer.
Yeah, I would imagine Michelle Montefinice is one of the ones you love when she's on your team. You would hate playing against her.
She's definitely not afraid of any loose ball.
Or some floor burns either.
Rodriguez bringing it up the floor. This is a fairly low-scoring game. Again, Brookdale averages 56 points coming into this game, so it's a little bit of an uncharacteristic afternoon for them. However, they have a 15-point lead over, I should mention, a Division II Mercer County. And you know, the whistle underneath, kick ball. Brookdale will have to rebound underneath their own basket with 8 seconds on the shot clock.
They reset it to 15. I was actually going to, I know with the NBA shot clock, they put it to 14 when it's below 14. I wasn't sure what they did in college.
Kicked away again by Woodall. As, just like you said, Rich, they reset the shot clock again to 15. Conroy to Brannigan, cross court to Montefinice, inside to Rodriguez, slapped all around, and finally we get a foul, as that was Woodall and Gurdon trying to grab that ball away from Rodriguez.
Fouls on number 22.
But again, still, they have not enough fouls to send Brookdale to the line, so Brookdale has to inbound again, and they're wasting a lot of clock in Mercer's disadvantage.
Yeah, got to get that rebound to have any chance.
Woodall rips down that rebound.
And not surprising, it was Michelle Montefinis, the one slapping at the ball there.
Sacks inside to Gurdon, now back out Woodall. Tries to put up a three. A little too strong, hits the shot clock. I'm surprised they didn't whistle that one dead.
Yeah, I don't know if that one ever got the shot clock there, that's why.
Contact at midcourt between Montefinis and Delilah Mena. And I believe that's going to be a foul on Montefinis. And if that is, that's going to be your fourth foul. And it is.
Yeah, up 15 with 4.5 minutes left. I'd just let her go at this point. But you don't want to be committing fouls to get Mercer to the line. They still only have 3 team fouls. That was a travel. Yep. That's a good call. Again, just indecision on the pass there, and that's what happened. You start dragging your foot.
Michelle Montefinis goes to the bench with 4 fouls. Coming in for her, Katiera McMillan. Brannigan kicks it out. McMillan for a long 2. Front rim no good. And pulled down by Mena.
Yeah, Mercer just refusing to run. You only have 4 minutes left.
Walk, Rich.
Yeah, she was a bit surprised by that pass.
Knocks down that long 2.
Like 13 points, it is not insurmountable.
But Mercer doesn't seem to be playing like they're down by 13
They're
points.
not. They're absolutely not, Tim. You're correct.
McMillan falls down in the arc. Here comes Mena.
There, you had numbers of 3-on-2, and you're slowing it up down 13. I'm very surprised by that.
Looks like Mercer just wants to take their time, possibly trying to play to Brookdale's favor as they throw it away out of bounds, because I was talking to Coach Savina. He said Brookdale likes to play that up-tempo game, so maybe Mercer is feeling if they can slow it down, they try to take Brookdale out of this, but at the same time, they're running out of clock as well.
Yeah, that was certainly the game plan, but when you're down 13 with 4 minutes left, you have to take your chance, even if you're not down 13. When you have a 3-on-2 numbers, you have to take your chances.
Brannigan for 3, yes.
That may have been the nail in the coffin right there.
The lead is now 16, and with the way Mercer has been walking up and down the floor, I don't see a whole lot of energy out of this team. You might say there is. It might be the final nail in the coffin. As we approach 3 minutes left to play, almost stolen away by McMillan. Sacks. Off the glass, no. Dennis kicks it out to Mena. Shot clock did not reset. Here's Davies, air ball out of bounds. So again, this is the final game for Brookdale. This is their final regular season game, and they are already locked in to the Region 19 tournament. And again, the tournament will not be held here at Brookdale as it has been in past years. As McMillan went up with that, was not able to finish. The Region 19 tournament will not be held here as it has been in past years. However, if Brookdale is able to advance through the Region 19 tournament, and Brookdale Coach Dabina feels confident that he can do that with this team, they will play in the National Championship tournament that will be coming up here in the Collins Arena March 10th through the 11th. So that's the goal right now. This game not really going to affect them too much. They're already locked in. They right now just want to make sure as seeding goes, they most likely will be a 3rd or 4th seed in the tournament. And then, of course, try to progress on to the Nationals. At least that's the goal right now.
And if Woodall can make this free throw, it's 14. You have a chance to set up a press. Let's see what Mercer does. If they see, this is just a concession of defeat, and I don't like it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they're letting Brookdale come up the floor very easily. I don't know. I'm with you, Rich. I'm not sure about that.
Especially on the made free throw. That's usually prime time to set up a trap.
And another foul, I believe, on Mercer.
Oh, it's just an out of bounds, I think.
Our referee Bill Holliday had originally, I thought, called a foul on Mercer, And now they're giving the ball back to Mercer. Coach Gabina is confused.
Yeah, I thought I saw a hand go up to signal the foul, but also he was pointing in the direction of Mercer, so I can understand the confusion here.
Now Coach Gabina is going to get an explanation from one of the officials. There's still not clarity on the call. Coach Gabina having a conversation now. There he is, trying to figure things out. And the officials are conferring. So now the players are walking down this way. Brookdale.
Well, the
looks
ball
like they're going to the
definitely went
bench.
out of bounds off of Brookdale. I thought there was a foul, but if they're not calling the foul, then it's Mercer's ball, and that's what the officials are doing.
Still trying to sort this one out.
Vikings ball.
Again, originally as we saw it live, it was a ball that went out of bounds, but the one official had put his hand up, as you said, Rich, to signal a foul, and I thought that he pointed towards Mercer as if it was on Mercer. However, now they've reversed the call, and Mercer gets the ball back.
Yeah, that very well could have been what I definitely saw the hand go up. I thought he was pointing still Mercer ball. You know, a little confusion there, but you're absolutely right. He could have been pointing that it was a foul on Mercer.
Let's take a look at this replay, Rich, from the most previous call on the floor. As Davies is going to go to the free throw line. We'll take a look at this right after her foul shot.
You heard Coach Stabina saying, why are you fouling a jump shooter? That's many, #1 rules in basketball. That is certainly one of them.
And we're having some trouble with the replay, so we'll have to wait on that one. Davies again with the second attempt, down by 14. Doesn't make either one of them, and Allender scoops it up. Joyner, back to McMillan for a short jumper, rattles in.
Katira McMillan.
And from what I'm seeing here with Mercer, I think that they're content to concede this one, Rich. I don't see a whole lot of tempo or effort.
Yeah, it's Brookdale has a 16-point lead, and they're not giving in. If you're down 16, you certainly shouldn't be giving in.
McMillan left all alone and lays it in.
Katira McMillan. Assisted by Pickles.
Dennis again trying to do something with it. Throws it across court to Mena, and I think there was timeout on Mercer. I thought there was a traveling goal. It was a timeout called by Coach Tenaglia. And with that, we're going to take a quick break here on Brookdale Television. Under a minute left to go. Brookdale seems to have this in the bag. 50-32. Back after this.
This is not your ordinary community college. This is an education for the 21st century, a college that learns from industry trends and adapts to the changing job market. This is a group of acclaimed professors and a staff who will stand at your side and help you kick down any door you choose. This is where you can learn a new skill or earn a...
And we're back here live in the Robert J. Collins Arena. Tim Catalfamo alongside Rich Van Tassel. 53.2 seconds left. Brookdale leads by 18, so I would say it's pretty safe to say that Brookdale is going to improve to 19-10. And as you heard me and Rich talk about, they were already locked into the Region 19 tournament. Now it's just all about seeding. And the question will be, can this team be able to go on and qualify for the Nationals? Both the men and the women. The men lost earlier today, Brookdale men did, to Mercer in an ugly game, where Brookdale did not have a whole lot of energy. On the flip side, in this game, Brookdale has been the one with the energy, and Mercer has really been lackluster for the majority of the game.
Yeah, both teams sloppy coming out, but Brookdale definitely took it up a notch in the second half.
That shot by number 32, Neema Woodall, is off the mark. I didn't recognize her for a second. She pulled her hair back during that timeout. And Woodhall makes 1 out of 2. It's about a 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Brannigan for 3, yes. Colleen Brannigan has done a nice job this game. 2 threes. Nothing really compared to Aubriana Moore's 4 3-pointers, but still, it's been a good night for Brannigan.
Yeah, that was really the difference in the game. Brookdale was allowed to get out and run. I mean, that's 12 points right there. It's a 20-point differential, so.
So under 30 seconds left, and I don't think Brookdale's really going to push the issue right here. They will improve to 19-10 as Mercer is going to fall, collect their 19th loss of the year, and Brookdale will win by a final score of 53-33.
And that will conclude today's game. Your final score, Brookdale 53, Mercer 33.
So back here again up top, skybox for the Collins Arena. Rich, this was an incredible game for the Brookdale Jersey Blues. As I mentioned, Aubriana Moore had 4 3-pointers. Colleen Brannigan had a couple of threes. And really, that was really the difference in the game. Mercer just did not have the energy, and even when they were down with 5 or 6 minutes left to play, me and you talked about it several times, they did not play like they had a whole lot of energy.
Yeah, you don't like to see the concession of defeat. I get it. You don't want Brookdale to get out and run. That is one of the things teams like to do when they're playing a Brookdale team. But you got to take your chances late. They left Aubriana Moore open in transition. That really stretched the game open. At least the second half was better. You know, the scoring went up, and that was good to see. Mercer showed some good things in the second half, but just way too many sloppy passes, telegraph passes, and you're going to get beat when you do that. You got to be sharper with the ball, and when the defense knows where you're going to pass, it becomes very difficult to run effective offense, and we saw that today.
So Brookdale, again, is going to improve to 19-10 overall. They, again, along with the men, are locked into the Region 19 tournament. That'll take place later this February. The question will be, will either of those 2 teams be able to move on to the Nationals? We've seen it done before. Coach Dabina, as far as the women go, feels very confident that they can do that. We'll have to see as far as those results. The next time we will be live here from the Collins Arena. We're not done with our basketball coverage this season. We'll be here live for the NJCAA Division III Women's National Championship Tournament that will be taking place March 10th through the 12th. Again, games will be starting pretty much for those 3 days nonstop. We'll have a bunch of different announcers, some special guests. Me and Rich will be back, so we want to keep in mind and join us for that. Again, all that information will be on Brookdale's website at brookdaleathletics.com, so keep up to date with that. So for all our broadcast members, all our broadcast crew and team, our cameramen, our audio staff, of course, Tim Catalfamo here alongside Rich Van Tassel, we want to thank you for this wonderful season that we've had. We'll be back for the national tournament coming up at the end of March. And until then, everybody, I'm Tim Catalfamo saying so long from the Robert J. Collins Arena. Again, Brookdale wins 53-33. Have a good rest of the evening.
Hey, I'm Frenchie. I'm Colleen. I'm Sydney. I'm Caitlin. I'm Michelle. I'm Pickles. I'm Bree. I'm Talia. I'm Jackie. And I'm Bree.
And we are the Brookdale Jersey Blues.